Welcome to Fox 54 News at 6. I'm Kenesha Dees. We're keeping a close eye on the sky tonight as we see some rain in the forecast for tomorrow. But before we can talk about all of that, a clear and sunny day today and some slightly warmer temps. Yeah, it was a bit cooler earlier this week. I'm joined now by Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, today was a little warmer, but then again, I hear some rain is on the way.
Yeah, and I certainly hope everybody was able to spend a little bit of time outside this afternoon, because today was the best day we are going to get through the rather immediate future, because yes, we are talking about a little bit of rain across the Tennessee Valley, and then at the same time, we are also talking about a much cooler air mass that's going to build into our neck of the woods. Temperatures did a really fantastic job at warming up this afternoon. Many of us climbed into the lower 60s. Now a couple of folks did see the upper 50s. Coleman saw 59, Russellville saw 59, Fort Payne also saw 59 degrees. Everybody else climbed into the low 60s. Radar looks nice and quiet this evening. That's no surprise. We're still talking about a mostly clear sky. We are, however, going to begin to see some cloud cover build in as we head into the overnight. A cold front currently sits back off to the north. That cold front's going to drop to the south as we head into the later part of Wednesday morning, early into Wednesday afternoon. There's some rain associated with that cold front. That's also going to build into our area, and then a much colder air mass builds in as we head into your Thursday. We'll talk about it in great detail here in a few minutes.
A major financial boost is coming to North Alabama nonprofits. Governor Kay Ivey announced she's awarding more than $800,000 in grants to organizations dedicated to protecting children. The grants are being given to 7 organizations in DeKalb, Winston, Athens, Limestone, Walker, Blount, Marshall, and Morgan counties. Fox 54's Logan Alexander Russell explains how this money will provide a lifeline for victims of child abuse.
For children that have faced the unthinkable, the road to healing can be long, but a wave of funding coming from Montgomery is looking to make that journey a little bit easier. Over $845,000 in grant funding is being distributed by the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs to child advocacy centers, providing resources to victims of child abuse in Alabama. The executive director of the Morgan County Child Advocacy Center says the funding falls under the Victims of Crime Act, which administers grant funding to eligible crime victim assistance programs. Cowger says the money is crucial for the organization's survival.
We served 647 clients, and so that funding would roughly help us serve about 25% of that clientele and all of the services that they need. So it's very instrumental. Without it, we truly would not be able to provide the services that we do.
Nearly $133,000 will go to the Morgan County Center to help provide trauma-focused behavioral therapy to the children who walk through their doors. The governor says the money is critical for ensuring victims have access to professional care and justice. From Morgan County, Logan Alexander Russell, Fox 54 News.
To see the list of counties and organizations expecting to receive grant funds, go to fox54.com. We've learned that Florence police are investigating after a man was found dead in a parking lot this morning. According to police, officers responded around 6:50 this morning to reports of a body in the 300 block of Wallace Street. The victim identified as 60-year-old Ronald Lumbus. If you have any information on Lumbus's death, you're asked to call 256-760-6557. A man is facing serious charges after more than a pound of meth was found in his car during a traffic stop, police say. Deputies with the Madison County Sheriff's Office pulled over a car on Poplar Avenue and Calvary Street. Yesterday, they found more than a pound of meth and a handgun in the car, which they discovered was stolen. The driver, Charles Young, was arrested and faces charges including drug trafficking, receiving stolen property, and unlawful possession of a firearm. He's held in Madison County Jail on a $1.5 million bond. A Huntsville man behind bars after a traffic stop led police to find 4 pounds of marijuana yesterday. HPD stopped a car around 6:45 p.m., as they say, driven by Corey King Jr., who police say had an active felony warrant. Officers say they found about an ounce of marijuana in the car, leading them to search a nearby home. Inside, investigators say they recovered a gun and 4 pounds of marijuana. King faces multiple charges, including drug trafficking. He's being held in the Madison County Jail on a roughly $600,000 bond. Muscle Shoals City Clerk Brittany Walker was placed on administrative leave yesterday following an internal investigation, according to the Shoals Insider. This comes after city officials reviewed financial concerns involving a medical reimbursement program run through Citadel Benefits. The program was found to be non-compliant with federal rules, putting the city at risk for penalties from the IRS. City leaders were told by attorneys to leave the program in 2024, but the city council voted to end participation on January 5th of this year. The city's accountant is expected to present a full financial report at the next city council meeting, which is January 20th. Town of Leeton's water back on after a 24-hour outage caused by a water main break yesterday afternoon. Officials say a contractor hit a water main on Main Street, taking one of the town's pumps offline. Two schools, Leeton Elementary and Colbert County High, were closed today, but classes expected to resume tomorrow. If you live in Leeton, there may be some air and discoloration in the water for a few hours. Officials ask that you conserve water as full pressure is restored over the next 24 to 48 hours. Bottled water is still available at Town Hall for those in need. Take a good look at your screen. Have you seen this woman? The Decatur Police Department needs your help finding 69-year-old Linda Hill. Hill is described as 5 feet 8 inches tall and around 150 pounds. Authorities have not released details on where Hill was last seen. If you have any information on her whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Decatur Police Department at 256-341-4600. Some new software is bringing large-scale changes to SNAP benefits and EBT cards as we start the year. The goal to stop alleged EBT fraud using technology similar to credit cards. The state's general fund chairman, Rex Reynolds, tells Fox 54 that EBT errors here in Alabama, which include fraud, hover right around 8% of all transactions. That's compared to a national average around 3 to 4%. Something Reynolds says costs the state millions of dollars per year. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo investigates.
The Alabama Department of Human Resources recently announced some sweeping changes to EBT cards, and if you use SNAP benefits, it's set to impact how you do your grocery shopping. The DHR says the changes are expected to increase security and prevent EBT fraud. And some of the biggest changes are coming to your EBT card, which includes a card expiration date, a 3-digit code on the back, and a digital chip on the front, just like a credit card. The DHR says all benefits will remain the same, and you'll be able to use these new cards in all the same places. However, that won't apply online. The Alabama DHR announced yesterday that online and out-of-state purchases will automatically default. If you want to buy something out of state, you'll need to unlock your card beforehand to take it off a list blocking all, quote, high-risk transactions. These new changes are still coming down the pipeline, but they're set to take effect later this month and into February as they roll out to all SNAP beneficiaries.
Many Alabamians that use the SNAP program, you know, they should be shopping in Alabama. If there's some certain circumstances, DHR can work on that on a one-to-one basis. But we've got to find savings in our fraud to ensure that we can continue SNAP benefits for those that truly need it in Alabama.
The chipped EBT cards are finishing the pilot program now in select Alabama counties. They're set to roll out within the next 30 days after that program ends. In addition, the online purchase block takes effect on the 22nd. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
DHR says all in-state purchases will continue to be processed as usual, and you'll be able to unblock your card for individual out-of-state purchases. You can find more information on fox54.com. We've got a Fox 54 traffic impact alert for you ahead of your morning commute. Tomorrow, Huntsville Utilities will remove a transmission pole at James Rickode Road and Wall Triana Highway with traffic restrictions from 8 a.m. to 1 in the afternoon. If you drive through this area, be prepared for some delays and take alternate routes if possible.
They need that foundation to be successful from K throughout 12th grade.
And she'll start with the kindergartners. Stick around to meet this week's Fox 54's top teacher. Grand announcement today where multiple baseball teams take over Toyota Field. Details on the Global Baseball Series up ahead.
Now, Fox 54's Top Teacher. Sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
I'm excited to introduce a Fox 54 top teacher first. We've never stepped foot in one Huntsville school for this award, and what better way than to acknowledge a teacher who's dedicated 20+ years to helping kindergartners start their education. Meet this week's Fox 54's top teacher, Lemetria Shepard from Highlands Elementary School. For Lemetria Shepard,
Give it a shoe.
Highlands Elementary School has been home.
Majority of my career has been here.
She's spent 22 years here of the 26 years she's been in education. Along the way, she's taught generations.
A lot of the families here, I taught their parents when I taught at Montview, and I taught some at Ed White. So it's like a full circle.
Among her favorite are the little learners who are just beginning their journey in school.
Kindergarten has been my passion after teaching 3 years in middle school and knowing that reading makes a difference. So I transferred back to elementary school to make a difference.
And she says she makes a difference by keeping her kids engaged.
I enjoy technology for one and reading. Down and around.
And with activities like these. Shepard believes these types of interactions are critical in early education.
They need that foundation to be successful from K throughout 12th grade.
Shepard does acknowledge the challenges her students face.
In the beginning, them adjusting from home to school.
Shepard believes a nurturing spirit helps guide them too.
Being a parent, that is one, so you have to utilize those parenting skills as well.
Assistant Principal Ebony Patterson says she works well with both her students and peers.
She is one that will, if you ask her to do something, she'll jump in, she'll help, team player. She has a lot of energy, and she brings a lot of energy into the classroom. I couldn't teach kindergarten, but she does an amazing job doing it.
Shepard says there's one thing she wants her students to take with them once they move on to the next grade level.
I hope they gain the knowledge that they need to be successful moving forward.
Congratulations, Mrs. Shepard. It was a joy to see you singing and dancing with the kiddos. Later tonight, we'll see the moment she was surprised as the Fox 54 top teacher right here on Fox 54 Plus. Download on your TV, watch for free. Also, nominated teacher at fox54.com. Home of the Trash Pandas to showcase some of North Alabama's baseball teams up to bat. Details on the Global Baseball Series up ahead. And Jordan, how's weather in the meantime?
Yeah, weather's nice for the evening, but then as we head into your Wednesday, things are going to begin to change. Rain builds into the area, and then much colder air builds in. We'll talk about both here in just a couple of minutes.
At the Huntsville City Council meeting last Thursday, the council voted to donate a historic boxcar to the Scottsboro Boys Museum, but it left questions about what's currently happening at the depot site. Of the 10 pieces of rail equipment that are currently at the site, we currently know what will happen to the 2 pieces. Dennis Madsen with City of Huntsville tells Fox 54 answers will be found over the next few months.
We're currently focused on what we would call building and site stabilization. So we're in a little bit of a quiet period because we want to do a couple of things. One is figure out what happens to the remaining stuff on site, like the rail cars, and then how do we make sure that the depot building itself is waterproof, that the HVAC is working, that it's in good order.
Madsen adds the boxcar is scheduled to be shipped to the Scottsboro Boys Museum in April. Joining us tonight is Carson Keel. And Carson, I mean, a lot of chatter is going on around the Scottsboro Museum. Last week, there was an exhibit that just opened up about the former Sheriff Juan, and now this boxcar. But there's also what happens next to the depot site.
Yeah, so it was really interesting. I spoke with Dennis today, and we're going to have more during our 9 o'clock show. But he gave basically a lot of detail. Essentially, to kind of break it down, the city's been really listening. They kind of understand where people are right now with the depot. They're looking at a couple alternatives, maybe a cafe, maybe a museum to go into the old depot building. But they're also looking at green spaces, and he kind of mentioned also potentially with the Northern Greenway expansion, potentially using that depot site, what of course used to be a rail hub, to potentially be a greenway hub.
Wow. And given that you're a Huntsville native and I guess a resident Huntsville historian, you know a bit about that depot.
Yeah, it's really historic, and it's really cool to kind of see the city kind of reinvigorating the site.
All right. Thank you so much, Carson.
All right. Thank you.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the Fox 54 Weather Impact Team.
Well, check this out. Some beautiful clear sky today ahead of some, well, we're going to get to that in a moment, different type of weather, but we're going to enjoy it while we can. Take it all in. It was a little warmer, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
I'm glad you got to spend a little bit of time outside today. I'm glad you got to venture on, go do a top teacher today, because that involved you getting to leave the building.
Yes.
And if you hadn't gotten to do that, you wouldn't have gotten to enjoy the beautiful weather.
Not too much, no. Not on a Tuesday.
Right. Now, things are going to change, and it is important that we understand that, because the things we had today are not coming back around anytime too terribly soon. And it was a beautiful afternoon. We got to enjoy plenty of sunshine. Temperatures for the most part climbed into the lower 60s. A couple of us saw the upper 50s. Fort Payne saw 59, Coleman 59, Russellville also saw 59 degrees, but then we saw 61 and 60 for Pulaski and Fayetteville. The Huntsville International Airport saw a high of 60 degrees. It is important that we understand Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are all going to look very different across North Alabama, Southern and Middle Tennessee. Today was perfect. Tomorrow is not going to be perfect. Rain is going to build into the Tennessee Valley Wednesday morning. It's going to stick with us as we head into Wednesday afternoon. That rain is going to be associated with a cold front. If the cold air arrives quick enough, as that rain begins to taper off, it could transition into a little bit of light snow. That's not going to have any societal impact across the area. That light snow is just going to be enough to fly through the air. It's not going to accumulate. The surface is just going to be way too warm for that. But then as we head into your Thursday, things are going to be different once again. The sunshine's going to return, but it is going to be incredibly cold on the backside of that cold front. Radar looks nice and quiet this evening. It's going to stay that way as we head into the overnight. The only thing that's going to change as we head into the overnight is the addition of some more cloud cover, and that's going to keep us warmer tonight compared to what we've been talking about the last couple of nights. Cold front currently sits back off to the north. We do have the rain out ahead of the cold front. Cold front's going to drop to the south as we head into Wednesday morning and then early into Wednesday afternoon. Maybe a couple of light showers before the Wednesday morning commute, but otherwise Wednesday morning is going to be quiet across the Tennessee Valley. A noted increase in the amount of cloud cover, but we should be rain-free. Rain doesn't begin to build into our neck of the woods until we head into the later part of the morning and then early into the afternoon. Talking about widespread rain by the time we get to the lunch hour, and that activity is going to continue through the early and middle part of the afternoon, tapering off as we head into the evening. But again, as we head into the evening, a little bit of that rain could transition into a little bit of light snow. Again, that light snow is not going to accumulate. The surface is going to be too warm for that. We lose the cloud cover as we head into the overnight, early into your Thursday morning through Thursday afternoon. We get to enjoy plenty of sunshine. That sunshine is just going to be incredibly deceiving. The temperature's currently sitting in the lower 50s. We only drop into the upper 30s as we head into the overnight, thanks to the increase in cloud cover. 43 at 8 o'clock in the morning, 46 by 9, 47 degrees by the time we get to 10 a.m. Upper 40s, lower 50s. That's where we're going to finish your Wednesday, thanks to the cloud cover and the opportunity for rain. Thursday afternoon temperatures. Look at this. We're only climbing into the mid-30s. The problem we're really going to have, though, on Thursday is the fact that the wind chills are going to be quite low. Thursday morning, we're talking about wind chills in the lower double digits. This number is going to improve a little bit, but as we head into Thursday afternoon, it is still going to feel like it is in the lower 20s. Have a good look at the next 7 days. There's your 49 on Wednesday, 35 on Thursday, but feeling like it's in the low and mid 20s. 50 on Friday, a little bit of improvement as we head into Friday. Back to the 40s both Saturday and Sunday, 43 on Monday, 39 next Tuesday. Next Monday and Tuesday do come with small opportunities for a little bit of rain.
The Huntsville Havoc are hitting the ice Saturday at 7 p.m. for the 20th annual Melissa George Night to honor babies in the Huntsville Hospital NICU. Fans can bid on players' pink and blue game-worn jerseys. And the proceeds supporting the Melissa George Neonatal Memorial Fund is where the money will go to. The first 1,000 fans who bring items for NICU families like baby clothes, blankets, snacks, or gift cards will receive a Melissa George Night Rally towel. Toyota Field announcing today the Global Baseball Series featuring both local and international teams is coming to the Tennessee Valley this spring. The series will feature the Trash Pandas, UAH, Alabama A&M, and for the first time in the state of Alabama, the Toyota Red Cruisers who play in Japan. For Mark Perry with Toyota Motor Manufacturing Alabama, this announcement is a way to give back to North Alabama.
Anytime we get in front of the community, we're all about giving back to the community. And really this baseball team that's here, it allows us, we're using the stadium to kind of highlight that. How else do we get into other communities? So you think about what Toyota Stadium is here. Really, there's no professional sports. This is the big thing. This is the anchor in Huntsville. Everyone comes to the stadium. And what better way to show that off than bringing our Toyota Red Cruisers here and having a game with the Trash Pandas. So we're really excited for that.
Lots of excitement. The games will happen over 3 days in March and April. For ticket information, you can go to FOX54.com. If you missed the Trash Pandas announcement today, no worries. You can watch the announcement on Fox 54 Plus right here. Download for free, watch on your TV. Let's stick with sports. Mo, what's happening?
Well, Kanisha, it'll be great to see Alabama A&M and UAH take part in this global baseball series. Coming up next, we'll talk to the respective head coaches of those programs. Stay tuned.
Fox 54 Sports is sponsored by Alpha Insurance.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. The spring will bring us some great baseball as the Rock City Trash Pandas and Toyota Field. They'll play host to a unique international competition. It's being called Global Series 2026, and it'll feature 3 baseball games crossing over the professional, semi-professional, and collegiate ranks. This cultural exchange event will provide a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the city of Huntsville's 2 NCAA collegiate baseball programs. The Alabama A&M Bulldogs will face off with the Toyota Red Cruisers, a Japanese semi-professional club, in Game 1 of the series on March the 30th. Then UAH, the Chargers, they'll play the Rock City Trash Pandas in Game 2 of the series on the next day.
When we step into this arena, we step into the stadium, we have to understand it's not just us that we're representing. It is HBCU baseball, it is U.S. baseball as a whole. So yes, for me, it does carry a different weight, but at the same time, I'm excited to carry that weight forward.
The closer it gets, I think they're going to be super amped up about it. You know, to have it come here, play in a great facility, and also get the opportunity to possibly play against guys that are going to be in the big leagues one day. They'll be in awe a little bit, as well as coaches, but it's going to be a great opportunity for them.
All right, so the action will begin on Monday, March the 30th, when Alabama A&M takes on the Red Cruisers. UAH gets their shot at the Trash Pandas the next day. Then on April the 1st, we'll get a chance to see the Pandas and the Cruisers go head-to-head on the baseball diamond. From the baseball diamond to the gridiron, Bryce Young will be in the Tar Heel State for another season. Today, the Panthers exercised the 5th-year option on Young's rookie contract. Now, Bryce Young, he's set to make $26.5 million in 2027. Last year, he threw for over 2,800 yards and 11 touchdowns.
All right, thank you, Bo. Coming up on Fox 54 News at 9, lawmakers kicked off the 2026 legislative session. But what do local residents hope for this year? We hear from them. Governor Kay Ivey also delivering her 9th and final State of the State address right now in Montgomery. We'll fill you in on what's to come on Fox 54 News at 9. Before we let you go, say goodbye to London, Grady, and McKinley. We're talking about a new list of baby names that have fallen out of favor. Baby Center follows how different names are trending. It says this year's names inspired by places are out, like Dallas and Malaysia. Boy names ending in Y aren't in vogue anymore, like Huxley and Corey. Unique spellings for traditional names also out. The biggest drop for girls was the name Charlie.